Hello everyone, I'm Nargis Kalam and welcome to the very first episode of the Expat Blueprint. Here, I sit down with people who's made a real difference in Qatar. People who inspire, lead and has amazing stories to share. Today we're starting off strong with a very special guest. He is the chairman and the founder of Care and Cure, which is now celebrating its 25th anniversary by opening up its 93rd outlet here in Qatar. I'm talking about none other than Mr. E.P. Abdurahiman. How are you feeling today?
I'm great, thank you.
Let's start off from the beginning.
Yeah.
Why did you decide a career in pharmacy and why did you become a pharmacist?
In life, usually two things can happen. One, of course, is by chance, and the other one is by choice. For me, choosing this career was not my choice as such. It just so happened, and I started my studies in pharmacy because I had good marks in that time. So it was not something which I wanted to, but it just so happened. But later I took it as my choice. So it is more important to be our choice so that we can enjoy that career.
Amazing. So you started off as a retail pharmacist in Kerala, I believe.
Yeah.
Is there a memory from back then that still defines you as a person that you are today?
During my early years, I was working in a retail pharmacy at Mawur, which is a small town in Calicut, which was very famous for the Gwalior Iron's factory. And during my work in that pharmacy, there used to be a lot of protests and fights and hunger strikes and all against the factory management because of the pollution they were causing in the surrounding areas and in the river. So we were witnessing all these protests and the fights for survival. So of course, at that age of 22, I was quite particular about understanding what is happening around us and also involving in human rights and human problems. So that is one thing I always remember, and that has become a part of my life now.
I see.
Yeah.
So you would say that you're someone who has a lot of political opinions and stands with humanity, and that has inspired you to be a pharmacist as well.
Of course, we are dealing with medicine and health of people. So this is something everybody's right for survival and right to live. So whenever we are dealing with people's emotions and the people's life, we have to respect their rights.
Yeah. So are you someone who believes, I think this is really important for people my age especially, this question, because we are constantly running behind getting a degree, then getting a master's, then a PhD. So would you say for an entrepreneur to be successful, they should have an MBA?
This is something like, is it very important to have a full-fledged kitchen and having all the ingredients to be a chef?
Okay.
It is not what is there in the kitchen that make a chef. It is how to use whatever you have and how to make a good dish that matters. So having a degree is good, but it is not necessary. More important is how to use whatever resources and whatever knowledge you have in a positive manner. Knowledge is good, but wisdom is what make a person successful. So this is something like what is important, but why, when, where, who and how is much more important, and that is what makes a person wise.
That's really well put, sir. So what I understood from what you said, mindset has a huge role. Would you agree?
Yep.
And what kind of mindset do you think a person needs to build something from scratch the way you have?
I'll just call it a positive approach. That is what widely spoken about, positive approach. But consistency is more important than just being faster. The old tortoise and rabbit story What made the tortoise win is consistency, even though rabbit is a fast runner. So usually a lot of people want to be successful in a hurry. A gardener wish that I want to give a lot of water and fertilizer to a plant and I want faster results from them. It doesn't happen. It takes its own time. So he need to water and fertilize sufficient and give ample time, then we get organic and natural result. And this is what we need to understand and be persistent and consistent to get the result we desire.
Yeah. So other than consistency, what other methods did you use which made your company grow and become this successful? What do you think is different in you than other companies?
I can't say maybe they also have. Those who are successful must be applying the same. Decision making is one of the key area for an entrepreneur to be successful. A lot of people ask, you have to take the right decisions at the right time. But I believe taking the decision faster is more important, and making it right can be done later. So we can't wait to identify whether the decision is going to be right and take it later. By then the opportunities are already gone. So we have to take the decision and make it right.
Wow, that's a new approach. I've never heard someone say that, because usually people like, no, we should always make the right. But this also talks about making a mistake can still teach you a lesson, right?
Making a mistake is not at all a problem. We have to, those who don't do things don't make mistakes. Those who keep doing a lot of things will make mistakes, and we always learn how we shouldn't do a thing by doing a mistake. We understand how we can recover. Falling is very important, but waking up from the fall is more important.
And that's what matters.
Yes, so it's not that we shouldn't fall.
So, you are running a really successful business, and you have a personal life, you have a family, you have a social life. How exactly do you balance it, and does it get overwhelming sometimes?
Initially, yes. What happens is, for an entrepreneur, work and personal life can't be differentiated. We become an entrepreneur because we enjoy doing our work, and as per the WHO definition, a day is 8 hours work, 8 hours our rest, and the other 8 hours of entertainment. So for us, our entertainment and work is always mixed. So that is why an entrepreneur usually work for 10 hours, 12 hours, or even more. So early years, those people sitting at home are waiting for us for their entertainment part, and we are at work. So there is always a clash. Later we realize this, and we start understanding this balancing, and we also keep them along with us. Either we involve them in business and make them also enjoy this process. Of course, when it comes to social life, we identify there is a lot of things we don't need to do ourselves in our work, and we can delegate them so that we can get more time, which we can use for our social life and also for our personal life. It's more important to understand what we are good at and what we are not so good at. There are a lot of people who break their head on things what they are not so good at and what they don't need to do than what they have to do in business. That is why they have stress at business, and also they spend a lot of hours at business. The stage when I realized what I'm not so good at and I don't need to do all these things by myself, I started getting a lot of free time.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. My next question is, what is a misconception or something that people believe is actually not true about being successful and being an entrepreneur?
Okay, a lot of people consider or connect success with the money an entrepreneur make.
Yeah, of course.
that is just a part of it. Success is not something, I don't measure it with the money we make.
Okay.
Success is defined at different age group in a different way. In my 20s, what was success for me was to be able to be on my own feet, and that I'm able to get something which I can live and I can support my family. And in my 30s, 40s, and when I'm in my 50s, things kept on evolving. At this stage, for me, success means I'm able to support a lot of people, that I can give a lot of employment, that I can share my experience and my knowledge for others' success. So I can speak like this in front of people so that this can be of some benefit to someone else. This is what I consider success now. Of course, money matters, but money can't give us more happiness. So when I had much little money than now in my 20s, I was really happy because what I was expecting, and if I am getting that, I consider this as a success. It doesn't need to be a lot of money in hand. Yeah.
Years from now, how do you want people to remember you as?
I don't know whether people will remember me after many years. If we look at those lived a few years ago, how many of them we think about or we remember? People change their lives and they just pass on. And for me, if few of them remember me, maybe they will remember me as a person who were connected with them. And I believe it doesn't matter what we give and what we speak to people. It is always, they don't remember whatever we have given and spoken to them. They will only remember how we made them feel. So this is what I'm looking at. I want them to remember me based on the feeling I have given them, and I hope that is positive.
That's really sweet of you, sir. I hope that's how people perceive you, and I believe that is how everyone will perceive you. You're a very humble man, and I want to know, what is that factor in your life that makes you so humble? What is that factor that grounds you?
It's definitely my parents, because they have always reminded me and they have always taught me how, we all can fly high, but we all belong to the same earth. For fuel, every aeroplane has to come down, even though they are meant to fly high. So we believe this is ground earth, our families and our friends and our circle is where we get our fuel. So that is in the ground. Unless we keep coming down, we can't fly high much longer. So we will crash. So that's very important.
And that's it for this segment. Do you have a last word of advice to the world?
Opportunities in life is there for everyone. It is like rain. People see rain in different angle. For some people, it's a nuisance. For some people say, don't get into the rain, it can make you sick. But for light-hearted, particularly kids, consider this is fun. A rain falling on a concrete floor, it will just flow away and it is not going to be absorbed. But if it is into the soil, it absorbs and a lot of seeds can come out of it as plants and trees. So it depends upon the people and their approach to the opportunities, how it is going to be taken. So in my case, I was a soil. So all these seeds which was hidden in me could come out as trees and plants. It bloomed, it gave fruits. So that is how we have become like this. So look at the rain, see it positively. It is a source of a lot of inspiration, a lot of growth and success. If you consider this, it's a nuisance, it's problem, and it's a problem for those.
So it's about perspective. Yes, wonderful. So thank you so much for your time. I know you have a really busy schedule. It really means a lot that you're part of the show.